Scaling is the process by which SATAC adjusts the scores you get for your SACE subjects to give a clearer picture of your overall SACE achievement relative to other SACE students. For every SACE subject you complete, you will receive an overall grade in the range A+ to E-. You might, for example, receive a C for English, a B+ for Maths, a B for Information Technology, and a C for Chemistry. Your overall grade for each subject will be based on how you've performed in the various assessment tasks linked to that subject. Some of these assessment tasks you will complete at school. Your school will provide the SACE Board of South Australia with a grade in the range A+ to E- for each of these tasks. You will also receive a grade, again in the range A+ to E- for any external examination you complete. The SACE Board will use these results to calculate your overall grade for the subject. Your overall grade of B+ in Information Technology could be based on your performance in 4 separate assessment tasks. You might get a grade of B for your folio work, which is worth 20% of your overall grade. You might get a B- for skills and application tasks, which are worth 30% of your final grade. You might get a C+ for project work, which is worth 20% of your final grade. And you might get a B for your external examination, which is worth 30% of your final grade. Your grade of B+ in Information Technology tells us how you've done in relation to other information technology students. You've performed better than a student with a B-, not as well as a student with an A, and the same as other students with a B+. Your grade of C in Chemistry tells us how you've done in relation to other chemistry students. Again, you've done better than a student with a C-, not as well as a student with a B, but the same as other students with a C. But can you assume that your grade of C in Chemistry is equivalent to your grade of C in English? Or somebody else's grade of C in Art, or Biology, or Physics? The answer is no. If 500 students completed chemistry and their average grade was C+, this means your grade of B- is 1 grade above the average SACE grade for chemistry. Similarly, if 500 students completed English and their average grade was C, this means your grade of B- is 2 grades above the average SACE grade for English. Your English grade is 2 grades above the average English grade, and your chemistry grade is 1 grade above the average chemistry grade. You can see that even though your grade is the same for each subject, your performance, in comparison to other students, is better in English than in chemistry. Look at this example. One student receives a B for English, a B for Biology, a C for Maths, and a B for Chemistry. Another student receives a B for History, a B for Physics, a C for Economics, and a B for Drama. Both students have 3 B grades and 1 C grade. But are they equal? To work this out, we need to look at the average grade in each of these subjects. Our first student's grades, in all 4 subjects, are the same as the average grade for those subjects. You can see that in every subject, student 1 has equalled the average grade. Our second student, however, has in every subject bettered the average grade by 1 grade. Even though the students have the same overall grades, it's reasonable to conclude that student 2 has in fact outperformed student 1. You can see from this simple example that overall grades can be misleading when used to compare students' performance in the SACE. Because entry to courses at tertiary institutions is often competitive, and selection is usually based, in part at least, on how an applicant has performed overall in the SACE in comparison to other applicants for the same course or courses, it's important that the tertiary institutions are able to compare overall performance accurately. SATAC uses a process called scaling to make fair comparisons possible. We take all results for all SACE subjects and analyse them according to what we call the Equal Achievement Principle. SATAC takes your grades for your assessment tasks in each subject and assigns them a numeric equivalent. Then, using the weightings applied in each subject for each assessment task, we calculate an overall numeric score for you for each subject. If you're thinking, well, that's easy, just add up my subject scores to get a total. It's unfortunately not that simple. In this example, 500 students complete English, 500 students complete biology, and 150 students, we call this the common candidature, complete both. We can expect that the average overall score in each subject will be slightly different because the subjects are different and because the overall ability of students is likely to be different. The average overall score in English might be 95, and the average score in biology 85. With the common candidature, however, we should be able to expect the same average overall scores, equal achievement, in both subjects. We know that some students will be better at one subject than the other, but it's reasonable to assume, if the subjects are equally challenging, that the average score of the group in English will be the same as the average score of the group in biology. If the average scores are different, we can reasonably conclude that one subject, the one with the low average score, was more challenging than the other. If we believe this to be the case, to compare overall SACE performance fairly, we have to adjust the scores of all students in the common candidature in both subjects until the average subject scores are the same. This will mean that subject scores for one subject will be adjusted or scaled upwards, subject scores for the other will be adjusted or scaled downwards. In this example, if the average English score of students taking both English and biology is 95, and the average biology score of students taking both English and biology is 85, SATAC will adjust student scores in both subjects until the averages are the same. Some students' scores will be scaled up and some down. Although this example looks only at how scaling can be applied to the common candidature in English and biology, you can see how this process helps us understand the relationship between scores in different subjects. We apply the same maths to the common candidature in every possible combination of subjects. For example, physics and biology, German and French, modern history and English, art and information technology, and so on. Every new calculation adds to our picture of how subject scores compare across the board. Using this information, we adjust or scale the subject scores of all students as necessary to enable fair and accurate comparisons of performance. These scaled scores provide the universities and TAFE SA with the means to rank course applicants according to their overall SACE performance. Here are the main points again. Entry to courses at tertiary institutions is often competitive, and selection is usually based, in part at least, on how an applicant has performed overall in the SACE in comparison to other applicants for the same course or courses. The grades you receive from the SACE Board of South Australia at the completion of SACE show clearly how you've performed in a given subject in comparison to other students taking that subject. They are less useful as a measure of how applicants have performed overall in the SACE in comparison to others. To ensure that overall performance can be compared, SATAC uses the numeric scores upon which SACE grades are based to run a series of calculations over all results in the pool. These calculations analyse the performance of the common candidature in all possible combinations of subjects. The data emerging from these calculations reveals useful information about how scores in one subject relate to scores in other subjects. Using this information, SATAC adjusts or scales subject scores as necessary to enable fair and accurate comparisons of performance. The universities, TAFE SA and other tertiary institutions use SATAC's scaled scores when ranking applicants.